Hello and welcome back to Pro Evolution Soccer on the channel. I know it's been an incredibly long time, but I've got all of the graphics mods sorted and everything. We've got a new DTK file, which means the computer plays more sensibly, more like real life. They don't just lob long balls in, they try and keep the ball. We've got all of the Evo Switcher stuff working, so the Champions League will be back. We have the intro boards, we had ad boards around the side. The only thing I haven't been able to do is a stadium selector, which I know some people have asked for. But other than that, we will have everything else in the game and ready to go. So today we'll be playing Sporting Lisbon and then Man City. We'll be doing 2 games back to back. Something we haven't done in a very long time. We need to sort this team out because we've got people that are not very happy playing in this team. And it's been so long since I've been here, I can't really remember who I need to play and where. It's a shame Retos is absolutely knackered. That's the wrong one. I wanted Tuanzebe in there, not Tammy Abraham at the back. So I think we're going to be okay to go. It's a shame. Yeah, shame I've got to sub Retos off when he's up on a flashing blue. And that means improving form and stats as well, which is a shame. We'll put Farinez in goal for Sommer, which shouldn't drop the chemistry too much. I wonder if we can get a bit more chemistry. Yeah, if we take Wanyama out, we get a bit more chemistry. Dybala is shattered. I'm not too sure if anyone here gives us good chemistry. I don't know. But we will have Abraham on the bench instead of Aguero. Talisca could come in for Bale just to increase our chemistry a bit. What happens if Bale for Dybala? That should be okay. Let's go Tuanzebe as captain. Does anybody go up if they've got captaincy on them? No, it doesn't seem to be. No, so we'll just leave it with Tuanzebe at the moment, and I think we're going to be ready to go. Let's get this game underway. 4-3-3 is what we're using at the moment, as you can see. Possession game, short pass build-up, central attacking areas, and a bit of flexible positioning. And in the defensive side, frontline pressure, middle containment area, and aggressive pressuring to get in their faces. So let's get into the game, and we'll be back for the intro. So here we are then for the Champions League. The music is blaring in the background. We have the MasterCard advertising boards out there. The referees are all in their correct uniforms and outfits. Sporting Lisbon versus Aston Villa. And we'll go through the teams in just a second as the teams emerge from the Champions League tunnel. And that is a sight to behold, as I think Aston Villa are in good form at the moment. I say it's been ages since I've played this. Let's see how the game unfolds. So as the Champions League anthem finishes and the game is soon to be underway, this is how Aston Villa line up for the game. Farinez is in goal, Monreal at left back, and we have Tuanzebe, Kimpembe and Aston Villa at the back. With him, Gundogan, Havertz and Grealish in the middle, with a front three of Gareth Bale, Timothy Weah and Talisca. Big names, Dybala is on the bench. Sporting Lisbon line up in a similar formation, but going with a 4-2-3-1. They have Agbenu, Mathieu, Freya and Gaspar at the back, Misic and Vendel in the middle, Acuna, Andreas Pereira, Mateus Pereira, and then Timo Werner up front with Hewlett in goal. So, as you can see, we have some good graphics going on in the game at the moment. A new turf mod is out, which makes the turf look spectacular. The automatic ad boards are on in the background as well. The scoreboards are there. Let's see how the game unfolds now that we're back and up and running on this Aston Villa Master League. So Misic has nicked the ball off Havertz's toes. He puts a lovely ball through looking for Werner, but Kimpembe's there and covering well, and Aston Villa will now look to launch an attack. Grealish puts it into Havertz, just holds on to the ball, goes backwards, keeps it sensibly. Tuanzebe looks right towards Gastonville, who was complaining a little bit to the manager about a lack of form. Grealish into Gundogan. Gundogan out to Havertz. Havertz up to Bale. Bale sees the overlap of Nacho Monreal. Looks to flick it through into Havertz. Knocks it back for Weah, but Havertz was offside. Talisca tries to flick it around the corner to Weah, but it's a bit crowded in the central of the park at the moment, and Freya looks to bring it away, and Sporting Lisbon holding on to the ball well. Good pressure there from Jack Grealish though. Weah comes forward, takes a heavy touch, but manages to flick it on a little bit further to Jack Grealish, who looks to just dink one up towards Bale at the back post, who gets a good header, but it's a pretty simple catch and save for Hewlett in goal, who looks to get Sporting Lisbon on their way. Mateus Pereira holds it up, and Sporting Lisbon look to just control the possession a little bit as Mateo is put under pressure from Talisca, and then the goalkeeper just has to go long to get it out of his feet. Werner does well to hold it up though. Andreas Pereira out onto the right hand side to Acuna. Acuna is put under pressure by Jack Grealish, and Jack Grealish has done very, very well to win the ball there. Can Aston Villa now launch a counter-attack? Havertz around the corner into Weir. Weir just looks to dink it over towards Gareth Bale. He takes a touch, has a shot on his weaker foot, and it goes just past the post. So let me know down below in the comments section, what do you think of the new graphics, the new turf, and everything like that. It'll be interesting to see your theories. Do you think it gives it a more authentic feel to the game with the new moving ad boards and automatic animated ad boards, and as well as the new turf as well? That's what I'm interested to hear from you guys. Let me know, as that's laid back towards Bruno Gaspar. He gets a ball in. It's going to be Werner v Gastonvliet, and Tuanzebe is there to have a composed clearance, and Aston Villa are going to look to launch a counter-attack now. Gundogan. Havertz comes forward, lays it in to Talisca. Talisca, tried to go to Weir. That wasn't the right option. Gundogan has the ball into Talisca's feet. He's asking for an overlap, and he gets it from Gastonvliet. Gastonvliet could be in here. Looks to fire it in low and hard, but that was a really lame cross. And it's very easy for Hewlett to get on touch of that, and Weir spotted that throw out but just couldn't have the pace to get there in time. But Aston Villa win it high, back up the pitch. Bale, in it goes. Grealish looking into Weir. Timothy Weir with a shot. Great save from Hewlett in goal. Oh, and he's keeping Sporting Lisbon in this one at the moment. So Gastonvliet with the throw. Looks to put it in towards Talisca, who holds it up. Gastonvliet into Grealish. Grealish looking to get Monreal involved on the left-hand side. He takes a bit of a heavy touch. Looks to dink it in. Gareth Bale with a header. Oh, it's just past the post. Timothy Weir out to Havertz. Bale makes the run for him. Gareth Bale's there. Tries to flick it into Weir's path, but they're going to have to make do with a corner. And it is all Aston Villa in this game at the moment. Talisca just weighing up his options. See who moves where. And there's some movement in the box. And we're actually going to take this one short. It's into Havertz, who's going to look to turn his man. Referee, is that a foul? But Havertz has still got it. Macho Monreal lays it back, looking for Gastonvliet, the right back on his left foot. Bit of a poor shot. And Sporting Lisbon hold on. Talisca just knocks it back to Gastonvliet. And Aston Villa just going for a bit of possession now, rather than launching everybody forward. As Monreal comes forward with it, waiting for some runners. Just looks to turn back, tries to give it into Grealish, who is there. Keeps it back to Monreal, up the line to Havertz. Havertz tries to go into Bale's feet, and Aston Villa forcing the issue a little bit after a good possession period, and Timo Werner looks to turn away. Tuanzebe comes under to put him under pressure. Acuna looks down the left wing. Good tackle from Gastonvliet, but it's picked up by Sporting Lisbon. But they don't have enough about them to keep hold of the ball. Kimpembe over to Tuanzebe. And it's just going through a little poor period at the moment, this game. Talisca can see runners through in the middle. Tries to pick out Grealish. Just gets beaten in the air. Talisca will look to keep this in play, but will be happy with the throw-in. Takes it quick to Gastonvliet, who gives it back to Talisca. Talisca looks to put it in the box, but he's overhit that. And that's easy for Mateus Pereira to head away. Talisca again comes forward, looking to put a better cross in this time. This one gets blocked, but he keeps it in play. Out to Gastonvliet. Just looking to create some space. Flicks it back into Talisca cleverly. Grealish through to Gastonvliet. Gastonvliet fires in across towards Weir, who's beaten in the air by, I think it was Mateu. And Gastonvliet keeps this alive. Looks for Havertz on the edge, but Andreas Pereira has enough about him to intercept it. And Werner will look to launch the counter-attack, which is stopped in its tracks immediately. Monreal on the overlap again on the left-hand side. Looking to get people into the box. Flicks it in. Talisca is in there with a header. It's a downward header, but again Hewlett makes the save. And it's been all Aston Villa in the first half, but they do not have a goal to show for it. However, that's some poor defending. Bale likes to flick it with the back heel, but doesn't quite get there. And now there is a counter-attack on as Andreas Pereira gives that away really poorly. That's a really poor pass from the ex-Man United man. And that is a terrible pass from Gastonvliet. As Werner into Pereira again. Out it goes to the left-hand side into Acuna, who's got the runners. And Luma Agbuene gives into Pereira, into Acuna. Back to Agbenyu, who's held up, but he's got round the tackle. Acuna's got space to pick out a cross, and it's deflected off Kimpembe and will be a corner for Sporting Lisbon. So Acuna actually goes for the short one, which took Aston Villa by surprise. Looked like that was going to be flung into the box, but Grealish has enough about him to intercept that. Gundogan up to Talisca. There is a counter-attack on, but they're not going to get a chance to see if it works, because it is 0-0 at half-time. And we'll be back for the second half. So one change at half-time. Grealish off and Dani Ceballos comes on purely because Gattuso is looking a little bit fatigued after a big run of fixtures for Aston Villa at the moment. As Pereira comes forward, he's tackled very well by Monreal. He's having a good game at this left-back position. And Aston Villa start the second half like they ended the first. Completely in control. and winning the ball back high up the pitch. But this is Misic up to Andreas Pereira. And that's a great ball through to Werner, who's going to have the pace to get away from Kimpembe, and does. Farinez with an absolutely wonderful save there to deny Timo Werner. Really should be 1-0 Sporting Lisbon with just their second shot on target. Gastonville intercepts that one well. Havertz then loses the ball, but it goes up the pitch towards Talisca. Talisca into Timothy Weir. And Mateo had to get that one right. Tuanzebe recovers the ball well for Aston Villa. Up to Weir. Couldn't make anything of that though. And it's just getting a little bit scrappy. Gareth Bale into Weir. Weir just waiting for some options. Looks to put it through into Nacho Monreal, who then lays it back to Bale. Bale to Ceballos. First time ball with the outside of the boot. It's headed away really well. Ceballos looks to keep it alive and invites Gastonville to come up the wing and get involved in the play. Took a heavy touch though, and it was a good tackle from Acuna, who just clears it down the line. And that'll be a throw into Aston Villa. Monreal up to Bale. Back to Monreal into Ceballos. Ceballos fires it out wide, and he's got runners in front of him, Gastonville, and he finds Talisca, who stayed onside. Looks to dink it in, trying to find Weir with a little dink, and it's good defending from Mathieu, who just took the pace off it and allowed Hewlett to come and collect the ball out the back. And Acuna looks to try and get Sporting Lisbon up the pitch, but they have really struggled to get out of their own half in this game. But you can argue they've had the best chance of the game, with Timo Werner really fluffing a really good one-on-one. Some fresh legs up front for Aston Villa. Tammy Abraham comes on to replace Timothy Weir. Tammy Abraham, a big fan favourite of the Aston Villa faithful at the moment, and Kimpembe robs that ball really well. Gundogan lays it out into Talisca. Talisca sees the run of Abraham and fresh legs. He's just come on the pitch. Tammy Abraham's through on goal, and oh, he's put it past the post. He's got to be scoring that. Tammy Abraham, what a way to introduce yourself into the game. Should have got a goal. Really should be scoring. Lovely ball through from Talisca. Look at the weight on that. And then Tammy Abraham just past the post. Tried to toe poke it. Rusty form from Tammy Abraham. Mateus Pereira looks to get in behind with the ball over the top, but Monreal once again is there to cut out the pass. He's probably on for man of the match at the moment. Hasn't put a foot wrong, the youngster in this game. Ceballos goes up towards Bale into Abraham. Abraham just knocks it back to Gundogan, who keeps it alive. It was a bit of a short pass from Tammy Abraham. Gastonville into Gundogan, looks to turn out into Ceballos. Good working it across from wing to wing here from Aston Villa. As Nacho Monreal comes in, looks to put it across towards Abraham. It's just over both him and the defender's head. And Hewlett once again thankful just to pounce on a loose ball in his box. And it's all Aston Villa, but we know Sporting are dangerous with the pace they have up front. Pereira tackled well once again by Monreal, who just lets them have the ball and then tries to get back into his position. Pereira flicks it onto Gaspar, who goes through into Mismich, and there is a 3-on-2 in the box here, but Aston Villa get numbers back, and Tuanzebe clears it up well, and Gundogan sees Bale in a bit of space. Bale is just waiting for the run of Abraham, just had to delay it because he went offside. Nacho Monreal comes forward though, sees that run of Abraham again. Abraham can't get there in front of Mathieu, who's like Monreal at the back for Aston Villa. Matthew's had a great game for Sporting Lisbon at the back. Gundogan keeps this alive. Bale looks to flick it on. Someone was offside. I think it was Gareth Bale. And it was. You can see there, just offside. So unlucky though, because Abraham was through if he had just got those inches right. And Misic will be replaced by Battaglia for Sporting. Abraham looks to flick it over the top in towards Bale's path. The defender gets ahead on it. Gareth Bale accept a dangerous throw-in in that position. He is Lekinayad. So Pablo Dybala, big name Dybala on for Gareth Bale. One big name replaces another in this team. This team of superstars that Aston Villa fans could only dream about when they first got promoted back to the Premier League. As Nacho Monreal looks to swing this ball in towards Talisca at the back post, who's beaten in the air, and Gastonville can't keep it alive, and Sporting Lisbon once again just about hold on. Mateus Pereira got a bit of space to run into. Monreal for the first time in the whole game has been caught a little bit out of position. Then the two players take each other out. Werner, oh, he had a ball through the middle there that he didn't quite see. Nacho Monreal dives in on Pereira to try and put him off, but they work it well, and Mateus Pereira swings in across towards Werner. That header's gone past the post. Talisca into Abraham. Abraham looks to flick this onto Dybala. The substitute has just come on. Paulo Dybala fires it into the side netting for a goal. It's 1-0 Aston Villa. What a finish that is. And the man, the Argentinian, is just so good. He's so important to this Aston Villa team. Abraham turned, put the ball through to Dybala, got it onto his left foot. Bang, keeper's got no chance. 1-0 Aston Villa. Oh, and Sporting Lisbon are through, but for some reason he must have been offside, because the other striker along up there with Werner left the ball, which allowed Farinas to come and get it. He must have been offside, as Gastonville looks for a big switch of play towards Monreal, who heads it up the line towards the goal scorer Dybala, into Ceballos. Dybala's gone again, and Ceballos says he made that a bit too heavy. No, he hasn't. Dybala looks to swing it in first time. Abraham couldn't get in front of Mateu, and Battaglia looks to bring this away, and up to Fernandez. Fernandez comes forward, lays it back to Gaspar, into Pereira, put under pressure by the Aston Villa midfielders, who just couldn't quite get their foot on the ball. Dybala looks to win it back again, high up the pitch. But this pressing game is taking its toll on Aston Villa. But that's a foul there from Kai Havertz, and that will slow the game right down. Vendel in the middle of the park for Sporting Lisbon. A good ball out to the left-hand side to Acuna. Goes back into Vendel. Pressured by Kai Havertz. Goes over the top. Has given a lot of work for Acuna to do. He can't keep it in, and surely now that will be the game, because Aston Villa will hopefully just keep this ball for the last 8 or so minutes of the game. And there won't be too much more to report. So Aston Villa are seeing this game out very, very professionally here. It's literally Timo Werner doing all the running, and that will suit Aston Villa down to the ground. As Monreal does come forward now that he's got a bit of space, but goes for the sensible option and just goes backwards to keep the ball. Ceballos will spread it out wide to Gastonville. Talisca is in front of him again in a bit of space, but Aston Villa just don't need to really force the issue here. And very sensible football to see this out. 2 minutes of injury time and nearly up. And that should be the game, as Aston Villa continue to hold the possession, not giving anything silly. Oh, back to Sporting Lisbon. Or potentially nearly there, but there we go. Dybala, the substitute, makes the difference. And that is a fantastic result that I'm pretty sure now sees Aston Villa through to the group stage of the Champions League. We'll have to go and have a look. As you can see, complete domination really from Aston Villa. 1 shot on target for Sporting Lisbon and 5 on target for Villa. It was a pretty easy game in the end for the Villains. So there we go, sitting top of the group on 13 points is Aston Villa. 1-4, drawn 1, lost 1. They go through to the next round. And Tottenham have already qualified. Monaco have qualified. Bayer Leverkusen have qualified. Real Madrid have qualified. And Bayern Munich have qualified, as have Barcelona. And Ajax, I think, have qualified. Juventus could be dropping out. That's an interesting one. So there we go. Get past the group stage of the UEFA Champions League is done. Next up, Man City. So here we go then, it's Aston Villa v Man City in the Premier League at Villa Park. Both team comes into this one in good form. Obviously Sergio Aguero is at Aston Villa now, signed from Manchester City. Both teams are playing very strong lineups for this one, as you would expect, as the teams come out to the anthem of the Premier League here at Aston Villa, or in Villa Park I should say, and sponsored by Coca-Cola. As you can see on the ad boards, they will be changing. The Man City fans have travelled in force down from Manchester, down the M6 I think it would be. There's Aston Villa lineup here, you can see there, Bale, Aguero, Grealish, Dybala, all in the starting lineup. Man City with their own superstars in Gabriel Jesus, Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva. It's going to be an interesting lineup, and this is how both teams are deciding to go for the game. As mentioned in the pre-game chat, Aguero faces his former club, leading the line for Aston Villa, supported by Dybala and Gareth Bale. Havertz, Grealish and Ceballos make the middle three. Gastonville and Xavier Retzos Tierney make the back four, and Jan Sommer retains his place, or comes back for his place in goal after he was rested in the European game against Sporting Lisbon. Ederson, Kimmich, Gimez, Denier and Robertson make the back four. Foden, Keita and De Bruyne in midfield. Insigne, Gabriel Jesus and Bernardo Silva is a front three that would really bring fear to most back fours or defenders in world football. And the game gets underway. It's Sergio Aguero getting it underway. He'll be surely wanting to put a goal against his main employer. He's out on loan at Aston Villa, and he'll want to be showing them what they're missing from their team, although they do have a world-class lineup. Havertz comes forward with the ball. He's looking just to dink it in, but he's put under pressure by De Bruyne really well to stop that ball being moved. Bernardo Silva is pressured very quickly by Kieran Tierney, who again is back in the team after he was rested for European football. Grealish flicks it around the corner to Bale, in towards Aguero, once more to Havertz. Havertz, lovely ball out to Tierney. Tierney is looking to get across. He's got Kimmich against him, and that's a great touch from the goalkeeper Ederson to stop that from going straight to Gareth Bale's feet. Jack Grealish has it on the edge of the box. Does see the movement of Bale. Now no one's tracked Gastonville's run. Gastonville looks to dink this one in towards Aguero. Jimenez is there, but can only flick it to Dybala, whose header is blocked by Kimmich at the back post, and it's a frantic start from Aston Villa this. Ceballos over the corner. Looks to fling it in towards Bale. Denier gets there and Silva completes the clearance, but it's only fallen to Tuanzebe. Tierney up to Gastonville, into Havertz. Havertz into Grealish. Lovely ball down the line to Bale. Back heel looking for Aguero. And Aston Villa are playing with a confidence that we've seen them play with quite a number of times this season. As Ceballos looks to flip this one in towards Jack Grealish. It's a bit deep, but Robertson is there. And you'd never thought you'd see the day that Man City have been reduced to long ball football after being pressurised from the back, but nearly Aston Villa getting a little bit complacent and giving away some easy passes. Bernardo Silva has the ball on the right hand side, but under good pressure again from the Aston Villa back line. Ceballos into Grealish. Grealish flicks it through to Havertz, who's making a good run forward. It's still Havertz. Havertz still comes forward. He gets his shot off low and driven, and it's a good save again from Ederson as Havertz really put a lung-busting run in there, and it was just holding off the attempted tackle from Bernardo Silva as he just came forward here, managed to get a shot off on his left foot, and Ederson makes a good save to put it behind for a corner. And Ceballos just weighing up his options here, just seeing what he's got going on. No one's tracking the short option on the left-hand side, which is Gastonville, who gets there, puts a cross in, and it's blocked behind for another corner, which will be Ceballos again. He asked for two runners to come towards him again. Keita still manning that front post position though. It does get over him towards Aguero, and Ederson makes a really, really good catch. He looks like he's in good form today, the Brazilian shot stopper for Man City. Naby Keita looks over the top towards Kimmich, who gets the wrong side of Tierney, and that's a good save there from Jan Sommer as Aston Villa are struggling to clear their lines, but Jesus fouls Gastonville in his attempted clearance, and that was a great save from Jan Sommer there to keep it at 0-0. And it's just all end-to-end stuff in the first 15 minutes. Aston Villa just going for a bit more of a patient, probing attack this time, seeing if they can move the Man City defenders around, trying to just make them get a little bit tired chasing the ball as Bale lays that back into Ceballos, who seems to be orchestrating everything in the middle of the park today for Aston Villa, which is a slightly different role than we've seen him perform in the past. Grealish gets it into Aguero, and they're just trying to build this around. Dybala's withdrawn out, leaving a bit of space for Tierney, turns back, and Kimmich read that and made a really good tackle, and now there could be an attack on here as Jesus holds this up, gives it back to Silva, but Kai Havertz is back there, and this is the story of the game so far. Aston Villa dominating possession and not letting Aston Villa get out as Aguero makes a great run into the box, looks to turn away with a good bit of skill, gives it into Bale, onto his left foot, his shot is blocked, it falls to Dybala, but he's offside, the Argentinian, and he is dismayed by that decision. The linesman flag is up, and that is unlucky. It was a good effort from Gareth Bale. It's a good, great turn. If we see, we didn't manage to see Aguero's skin, but quite clearly offside. And the linesman makes the right decision. Grealish feeds it out on the right-hand side to Gastonville. Gareth Bale has made a great run in front of him. Gareth Bale looking to get in behind Robertson. Lovely turn. Robertson just about got a foot in. And Grealish overhits the pass out to Gastonville, and that's a goal kick. Grealish picks this up. Lovely ball through to Havertz. Tries to dink it away. It falls to Bale with a shot. It's blocked, and it's a corner. And again, it's all Aston Villa. Just being, it's just the final shot on goal is just getting blocked every single time as runners come close. It brings out the big denier from the back, which could cause a bit of space, but Kimmich shows a wonderful composure to bring that away, and Bernardo Silva actually gets away from Tierney, looks to feed in Gabriel Jesus, who made a great run off the back of Retsos. He's got the pace to get away from Retsos, showing a great recovery speed there. And then wonderful composure to get the control, and Tuanzebe will just pay this out from the back. And Aston Villa thankful for the speed of their defenders there. Keita robs Havertz in the middle. That's another great ball through to Gabriel Jesus. And once again, Retsos is back there, gives it away, and Jan Sommer pounces on the ball. And we'll look to get Aston Villa just on the front foot once again. Man City slowly coming back into this game now. Gareth Bale flicks it lovely round the corner to Jack Grealish, gets it back off him, and is lacking now a bit of support. Goes back into Grealish. There are runners either side for him. Havertz has got it round the corner to Dybala, into his Argentinian compatriot Aguero, gets it back, feeds it back out to Tierney, right-footed cross in. Havertz denied, just got the touch, falls to Grealish with the hit. Oh, just past the post. So unlucky for Jack Grealish. The fans would love him to score an absolute rocket like that. As it came back out here to Tierney, ball across, denier with the header away. Grealish on the volley, great technique, just past the post. Insigne comes forward, Gabriel Jesus, acres of space, and he's rifled Man City into the lead. That's a terrible, woeful goal for Aston Villa to give away. A really poor pass. De Bruyne pounced into Bernardo Silva. Up it went to Insigne. Played it into Jesus' space. Left-footed finish. And it's 1-0 Man City out of absolutely nowhere. Aston Villa will feel absolutely gutted. They have been dominating this game and find themselves 1-0 down to some sloppy passing. And let's just hope that doesn't change their outcome on this game, as Dybala looks to get away from Kimmich. Looks to turn away from him, but all he does is turn into his path. But he has won a free kick. Something that is a little bit strange. It looked like Kimmich got the ball pretty damn easily there, but he picked up a yellow card for his troubles. Dybala is obviously our best free kick taker at the club. I'm just wondering if we can get this over the wall, and couldn't get the dip on it. It flies over the bar. Surely probably should have crossed that ball there. 1-0 Man City. 10 minutes to go in the first half. Insigne looks to turn away from Aston Villa. Lays it back to Robertson, who gives it back to Insigne. He's a Tuanzebe out to meet him. And that's a great headed clearance, but it falls to Bernardo Silva. And it's 2-0 City. And I can't believe this as an Aston Villa fan manager in this series. Ball into the back post, headed away by Tierney. Falls to Silva, just flicks it past Jan Sommer. And it's 2-0 City before half-time. Now, Naby Keita has come flying in on Kai Havertz. That's got to be a yellow card, and it is an absolutely horrendous tackle from Keita. As you look at this, he just... Havertz got the ball. I mean, the ball wasn't even there before Keita was sliding in. And this will be a free kick to Aston Villa. Let's see what they can do with this. They ideally need to get at least one goal back before the half-time whistle. They play it out to Aston Villa, who goes in towards Grealish, who just managed to keep it alive and wins a free kick in a much more favourable position now for a left footer such as Bale or Dybala. Dybala had his chance. Next up is Gareth Bale. Can he just get this up and down over the wall? He does get it over the wall, but it's a bit too central, and Ederson makes the catch. And looks to get Man City on a counter, but Grealish picks this up in towards Aguero, gets his shot off Ederson with a good save. Ederson with a quick clearance that was easy for Grealish to get that header. Not Grealish, sorry. I don't know who that was that got the header, but Grealish picked up the pass, fed it into Aguero inside the box, and Ederson with a good, strong left hand to push it past the post once again. Aston Villa needs something different here, so it's played in towards Retsos. Retsos tries to go in towards Grealish. Grealish lays it back looking for Havertz. Gets a shot. Is that a penalty? I think that is a penalty. And it's Keita again. Is it going to be a second yellow? The referee points to the spot. Keita is absolutely furious. We'll have to see that one again. It looks like it's going to be a penalty. I think Aston Villa's first penalty this season. Grealish picked up the ball in, just went away from goal, and Keita just dangled a leg. Definite pen. Nothing he can complain about, really. And it's going to be Dybala to take it. And, right, it's been a long time since I've actually taken a penalty on Provo. So... okay, here goes Dybala v Ederson. Dybala steps up. Oh, and Ederson's made an absolutely fantastic save. That was going in the top corner. How has he kept that out? Oh, what a save from Ederson, the Brazilian. Denying the Argentinian as well. Oh, so unlucky as Tierney goes to offer a short option here. It goes in. Puts a cross in looking for Gareth Bale. It's headed away. Falls to Havertz. Havertz looks to turn. Trying to keep this alive. It's so congested in the box, and Keita completes the clearance. Dybala missing from the spot. How much is that going to cost Aston Villa now as Jesus looks to get through on the other end? He's being chased by Tuanzebe. Flicks that into Bernardo Silva. Sommer comes out, and Silva's made it 3-0 from one end to the other. Man City, Bernardo Silva miss a penalty at one end, concede a goal at the other. This is absolutely shocking stuff for Aston Villa. And they haven't even played badly. That's what's so annoying about this game. Oh, Jack Grealish sees the run of Bale. Bale will just look to turn away from Denier. Comes back, gives it back to Aston Villa. Aston Villa lays it back, but Insigne's read that and just cut off the space so easily. And at half-time, it's 3-0 Man City. One substitution at half-time for Aston Villa sees them change formation to a 4-2-4 that we know they've been working on and playing in previous games. Talisca comes on to replace Havertz and will take his spot on the right wing position as Jesus looks to turn. He gets away from Retsos. Keita looks to feed in Gabriel Jesus again. Great movement, and Jesus hits his shot straight at Sommer. But the rebound falls to Bernardo Silva, who gets his second of the game. And from the kickoff, it's 4-0 Man City. This is absolutely shocking for Aston Villa. Aston Villa into Aguero, round to Dybala, and that's a good tackle from Keita that time in the box. As Retos comes charging through the back of Jesus, but there's no foul. Tuanzebe should be able to keep this one alive and goes back towards Sommer, who picks that up. Looks to get Aston Villa moving very quickly. Gastonville, long ball up the line towards Talisca. Ceballos feeds it in towards Grealish. Grealish goes out to the left towards Tierney. Tierney looks to cut in field, uses his pace to get away into Aguero. Aguero feeds it out to Talisca. Talisca's in. He's got Aguero there, and he tried to cut it across goal towards Dybala when there was more simple passes on. And Aston Villa are being their own worst enemy at the moment, as Tuanzebe doesn't really beat Jesus in the air, and Sydney picks it up. Foden will get there before Jack Grealish. Lays it back to his centre-back partner into Keita. Jesus. Keita again. Jesus. Out it goes to Bernardo Silva. And that's a good tackle from Tierney. Kimmich lays it into Bernardo Silva. He's now on a hat-trick, remember. Him and Jesus, I think, are both on hat-tricks. And Bernardo Silva is getting into dangerous areas. That should be the defender's ball. It's not. It falls to Insigne, and this is shocking defending. Everything is falling for Man City. It is 5-0 and an absolute drumming at home for the Aston Villa fans, who I'm surprised are still here. Surprised they haven't just gone home in their numbers. It's been a terrible performance from Aston Villa, when you can argue they've put out what is their strongest 11 to start the game as well. It's just not been very good. Tierney feeds it in to Bale, goes down the line to Dybala, who gets it back to Gareth Bale, goes back to Grealish. Grealish fancies a go at goal, tries to curl one, and Ederson makes the save. And if Dybala had stuck that penalty away, it could all be very different. Talisca into Aguero, tries to feed it into Dybala. Jimenez covers it well, and Ederson completes the clearance. And Man City's flowing attacking football has just paid dividends and is seriously damaged Aston Villa, as Aguero hits that from range, and it's easy for Ederson to get a hand on it and stop it. Gastonville invited forward again. He's got Talisca outside. Talisca looks to cut back. Try to use Gastonville as a dummy run, but Andy Robertson has made an absolutely fantastic tackle. And then the ball over the top from Insigne into Jesus is a good one, but Retos has the strength and the pace to get back at him. Not once, but twice to hold Jesus up. He shoots, and that's easy for Sommer to make the save. And he looks to get Aston Villa on their bike early. Gareth Bale into Grealish. Grealish couldn't get it out of his feet quick enough, and the whole of the Aston Villa team have just been sluggish today. And it's let Man City pass it round them, keep the ball at will. And again, the first half was so positive for Aston Villa, apart from the scoreline. And this second half, they've just completely fallen apart, giving Man City the extra space in the central midfield as Insigne flicks that onto Jesus. Good save from Sommer to keep that one out. Ceballos just about gets there first and lays it up the line to Talisca, who goes into Aguero. Tries to flick it around the corner to Dybala, but De Bruyne back there doing his defensive work really well. And Aston Villa are really struggling in this game. 5-0 down and still a lot of time to go. It doesn't look positive for the villains. Silva puts in Gabriel Jesus once again. Is that a penalty? No, the referee says it was okay, and Jan Sommer holds onto the ball. And that should have been 6, really. It really should have been 6. Oh, and Aston Villa just looking tired after their European exploits, and it's just a terrible, terrible performance. Aston Villa are getting just beaten to every second ball. Jesus flicks it into Silva. Again, looking for that hat-trick goal. Bernardo Silva cuts it back across goal. Insigne is quicker to the ball than Tuanzebe, but fires his shot past the post. And it's just shocking from Aston Villa. Absolutely shocking. There's no positives to take out of this game at all. 5-0 down at home is just embarrassing as Ceballos looks to play in Talisca. Gives it to Aguero. Gives it back to Talisca. That's over hit. Is he going to be able to keep it in play? He does for the first time. Cross. That's going to fall to Bale, who at least they do get a goal. Gareth Bale makes it 5-1. Oh, nothing more than a consolation, I'm sure. Aguero picks up the ball after Kevin De Bruyne was caught dallying on it, and it's Dybala, and he's got runners, and it's Gareth Bale looking for his second goal of the game, and he's fired that wide. Ceballos comes forward. Aston Villa aren't afraid to throw men forward, even though they're 5-1 down. It's Talisca. Lays it back into Aguero, who's fairly tackled by Janaya, apparently. It looks pretty tough. Ceballos will pick the bouncing ball up into Dybala. Dybala into Bale. Flicks it back through to Dybala, who's fouled. Referee, that has to be a penalty. That has to be a penalty. He's not got the ball. Oh, there, I'll only go and miss again, but Gaston comes forward. Aston Villa just chucking men forward. Heavy touch from Gaston gives De Bruyne the chance to come away with the ball. Ceballos makes a good recovery tackle. Talisca into Aguero. Now Aston Villa are starting to play football like we know they can. Good feet from Talisca. Lays it back to Aguero. Outside of the boot. Deflected and in. And it's 5-2. I don't think there's enough time left to have any goals, but it's 5-2. Aguero gets his goal against his old club, and Tammy Abraham comes on to replace him, and applause all around the stadium. Man City fans remembering what Aguero's done for them in the past. But 5-2, 4 minutes to go. And Denaya's caught on the ball a little bit. Jimenez has to come and recover for him. Foden put under pressure from Ceballos. Up it goes towards Jesus. Out to Insigne on the left-hand side. Goes down the line. Tuanzebe has this one covered. Goes back to Jan Sommer. And Jan Sommer will try and get a quick early ball out to the left wing where he finds Gareth Bale in acres of space. Gareth Bale lets it up into Dybala. Dybala flicks it on towards Abraham. He's got the run of Talisca just inside him. Talisca holds on to the ball. That's a great tackle from Robertson. He had to get that right because he was the last man as Abraham puts him under pressure. Last minute into injury time we go. And Man City are going to get a very comfortable win here. 5-2 away from home. I'm sure we'll do their title challenges no harm whatsoever as Jesus gets his hat-trick, makes it 6 in injury time. And it's been coming. That 6th goal for Man City. It really has been coming. And there we go. The full-time whistle. 6-2. An unbelievable performance from Man City. A disappointing performance from Aston Villa. And all round, that is very, very tough to take for Aston Villa. It leaves the league table looking like this. Liverpool and Man City joint on 32 points at the top, followed closely behind them by Fulham on 31, Man United on 30, Arsenal 29, Chelsea and Aston Villa on 26, Burnley on 25, Leicester on 25, and Tottenham and Southampton on 22. At the bottom half of the table, Bournemouth, Swansea and Stoke currently hold the relegation zones. Bournemouth already 7 points adrift of safety. Wolves, Everton and Crystal Palace all at risk of being pulled into that relegation battle. So a disappointing performance there, which is very, very annoying. There's also rumours that Weghorst will be on his way out of the club with a bid being accepted of around about £7 million. Tammy Abraham has had a bid for him as well, but we'll have to see what that is, because Tammy Abraham obviously is quite an important member of the team. Not so much in starting lineups anymore, but definitely in the back room giving support to other players and stuff like that. So looking at the schedule, when will we be back? Chances are we'll be back for the Man United game in the FA Cup third round for that game and the Everton game. And we'll go from there. Unless, of course, the draw has been done for the Champions League next round by then, which I don't think we've got. Oh, yes, there it is. We've already got it. Real Sociedad is who we've got, which is quite a favourable tie, which is good to see. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. And for now, I will say goodbye. Cheers for watching.